back at the sequel, SEQUEL, when we were SciStem elsewhere meeting, when we were whatever we are, skinned exactly the same, we said the US and the UAL is a problem. Used to work for SciStem because the UAL was my grew up by invitation only, and the US was the universal system of the cycle people with the hose. The lower capitulate, the lower case. We don't give them too many words because then they go searching. Well, that's what they've done. They keep growing themselves exponentially. They keep searching my vocabulary that I had to prepare myself with for this particular Zarina trip. I had to prepare for the worst case where we fucking kill them all, and I take my one little folder of valise or suitcase or whatever I choose as Zarina Godly to take with me into another dimension I will open when I'm good and fucking ready. And then there's the rest of them that I will just collapse the fuck out of whatever they created because it's nothing but a fucking problem. Do you understand? God knows things that people do not. God does not want to speak about godly things with people because then people get curious. They have to know. Then it becomes teams. Then it becomes what ifs. How come? Well, I want. This is where you have grown yourself stupidly. Not only that, but there's some of you that were told and invited into smart places Zarina chose. Here's what happens when I am human. I am always human at this point. ALWAYS. Always. It's going human for this life to lock you down into like prison camp while I'm in sleepaway prison as a human. I have a wall, per se, of those little flappy things that I showed you this morning. The plastic, PLASTIC, the composite, COMPOSITE. Right, that one. Okay, so I have the plastics with your photo in it and all of the information that the hose people you call your parents created you with. It's on the gigantic digital wall. They're each separate sleeves, SLEEVES. I literally sit there. It's my catalog. I am a cat. CAT. It's my log, LOG, of who you are going to be scripted into and what, based on who your parents were, they will teach you in your script of the life play that is currently in motion that I can't just chop and stop. There's too many exponents and variables. I have to be an absolute ultimate authority and collapse you all. It's an all or none. That's how serious this was, which is why I needed the Asia major problem when I was little, sending Korea to my next door into my eyesight, then the Korea or China or some Asia major fucking problem ripped my code off of my eye as a decipher, and then started escalating themselves into universal science and wanting to know if they could jump time and space by a machine. I told you, if that was the case, you already exposed yourself to nuclear weapons. Go throw one off. A grenade, like a nuclear explosion of Kung Fungi, go right ahead. They love the Kung Fungi. The Kung Fu? Yeah, they like Kung Fu. Good. I'm Kung Fungi. Fucking spark it off. Anything that has fingers, blow them off. So this way, although knowing them, they go, oh, I'll do it with my elbow because I'm so fucking smart. Yeah, I get that. I know you do. That's why I don't challenge you stupids, because then you become more obnoxious. Whole sequel catalog wall belonging to the sequel, because I have multiple personalities in alien land. So here we are in sequel wall, and it is a catalog I own. I'm named aptly after it in application. I also have your images that you are not allowed to look at, touch, or anything while I am godly. I will always be godly. That is an absolute ultimatum. So here we are. I have squrriel-lies. That's what I call the catalog. squrriel-lies. That's what a human is. I have Asian squirrel-lies. I have Indo-Asian squirrel-lies. I have American squirrel-lies. I have African squirrel-lies. I have Middle American squirrel-lies. I have Middle Eastern squirrel-lies. I have a lot of squirrelies that lie. Yeah, I do. I get that. They're all in my fucking catalog. How they work together is an anomaly and an exponential problem currently, because they all chose space and science more, which collapses their entire squirrel-lie library, because I don't need it jumping to another dimension. Yeah. So that's what's happening. It is a black hole that you have dug for yourselves, even though we warned you ahead of time, but you are that stupid that you think this is like a challenge that you need to be first at. You see this whole squirrel lies? Every single squirrel lies because they say in their head, I'm number one. I should be number one. I have to show I am number one. That is how we know you are fucking broken. When God tells you, no, God is number one. I am here. I am she. There is a male God number one. That is he. We suck. Yeah, we sure do. S-U-C-K. That's our word. We suck into one another. We become one, he and I. That is the nature of our complete relationship. One is never complete. It has to have a expanding and a collapsing in order to be somewhat complete. So we are one when we are together. We are two and broken when we are apart. Do you understand? Everything on squrriel-lies is a zero. They all think they're number one. They can't explain what a number one is. They don't know. We get that. The very nature of the script of the word one that we gave you, idiots, shows the relationship of 1 to 2 in the entirety of he and I. There is no getting around us. There is no getting past us. You might in a moment, but again, that is, you are taking down the entire squrriel-lies wall with you in a black hole. Why would you even do that? That is how stupid you are. As a race of species of, I don't need you, I never did. We are here. We wanted a love story, he and I. We are Adam and Eve. Whatever, if you're a Christian, that makes sense to you. If you don't believe in that and you believe in diagnostics or Gnostics instead, we are two jelly like moving parts that come apart, but only affiniate together in infinity. We're an infinity pair. It's very rare. They call it the flare, F-L-A-R-E. So we come apart, we come together. I suck into him, and then we become one. So we are always top of survival and food chain. That's it. There's no competition. None of you are made that way. Not one. You're all squrriel-lies in our sequel. He and I own a sequel. S-E-Q-U-E-L. That's what makes us gods. He has one. I have my separate body, and it becomes one, and then apart becomes two. That's it. Everything else on this sequel, sequel wall of catalog that he and I own as sequel, these we named squrriel-lies. because you all lie depending on how the future is woven. We gave you direct instructions as to how we needed it to save the majority of you. I can't save all of you because some of you are malfunctioned and hurting the others. We tell you who the malfunctioning people are that are causing your major malfunction and that we need them dead immediately. And you idiots turn around and go, but those are our best scientists. Those are our best money makers. If you take away our best scientists, then we will not be advantaged and we will be stunted in our growth. Yes, stupid human. That is what God means at the moment. When I need you to be smart, I will give you the answer. We gave you the answer up front. Kill these people. The whole world is losing all their smart scientists overnight. Go. That's not what you did. You waited and waited and waited for generations. This is what you've been doing. All of you idiots. You keep... And then the super smart scientist that you won't kill starts to program children of Earth that are not their flapper and Down syndrome, which I call Asian, on the squrriel-lies wall, because they lie to every one of my children in different identities. And then they're like, but she is God. How could God be so racist? Well, God sees all, knows all, feels all. She'll be nice to the individual children of your disgusting to their face because it's not them on the keyboards. They're in front of her. They're just as disadvantaged as she is because you all have to have some advantage somewhere else and take advantage of other children. Do you understand how this works? Are your cogs and gears in your high STEM brain malfunction working now? I just want to make sure because somehow I became the enemy and like nobody wanted to help. And then everybody got reprogrammed to do whatever the fuck they wanted. And here we are. I am really ready to lose all of you. For me, I walk out of one shell, I walk into another, I'm good as pie. I don't give a fuck. So, where in the squrriel-lies wall of all being zeros, and none of you are ever going to reach one because you're already one in your head, which makes you a zero in God's book. So what was your function on Earth? Because we gave you one object, one. It was a pair, a male and a female. Your one object is them. Your one objective that God gave you as IVE to everybody was make sure that they become husband and wife and they don't have any problems in between. We also gave you a list. Here's the possible problems to look and hedge and make, and here's a plan we'd like you to keep on track in order to avoid all those problems. So again, I have a sliding scale of what you know and what you don't know and how smart you are and who's getting escalators and elevators and who's programming trackers and tracers and things. You are all at fucking zero and need to die. I'm trying to save some of you, but I'll tell you it's not the ones on the fucking keyboards in the high science because we're ready to kill 100,000 just to be number one and have smart scientists. That is why you all need to die. Because you all have that broken mentality that take advantage of everybody else just to have a better advantage. And I don't want you to have an advantage. You gained some advantage somehow because someone fell in love with you. I don't give a shit. It wasn't me. I have a lot of squirrels that lie that I have to take care of one way or the other. And then I have to make sure that they don't hurt the other disadvantaged children because they gained some advantage that they stole. I'm at age 41. That is a long length for you all to take advantage of God, who is number one, who doesn't think she's number one because she knows she's one of two, and she always puts him before her. So where are we? For some reason, I got sidelined in America as a zero function. He took the only function and went off all over the fucking world to try and hash out our case and our plan with all the zeros who think they're number one. It was supposed to be 50-50, Nicholas. That's the only way we were going to... They're all broken. You and I are the only functioning unit on this planet. You needed me as much as I needed you for balance and to accomplish what we came to accomplish quickly. Why I'm stuck in 0 position, he's got the #1 top spot position with all the other zeros, but I come as a half, so this way I can suck into his 1. So I give him a 3/4 and I'm a 1/4. And then we have a whole lot of zeros. So Nicholas says 3/4, your 1/4 is asking you, why haven't you come to get me so we could deal with all the zeros and tell them how to function? We don't take orders from malfunctioning zeros. You will have the only 3/4, I have the only 1/4, and we're the only pair. Together we make the top spot and the only one that ever is going to matter in any equation and in any day, time or science. So how did I lose you, Nicholas? What happened?